Ladies and gentlemen, I've always opined on this platform severally that in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, and that everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Nothing in politics just happens for the sake of it. Raila Odinga today held a meeting with Azimio governors in Nairobi. What was the objective of that particular meeting? Because that meeting is causing serious political headache and panic in Kenya Kwanza. First of all, I noted the presence of 3 governors. I was keenly following to see whether they were present. Governor Wavinya Ndeti of Machakos was present. This is a lady who's been shaky in her approach on working with Azimio la Umoja One Kenya. I also observed the presence of Paul Otuoma. Paul Otuoma actually refused to participate in Azimio demonstrations. I also noticed the presence of Abdul Swamad Nasir, the Mombasa governor, who's been working very closely with William Samoei Arap Ruto. So what was the objective of this particular meeting, and why is this meeting causing serious political panic in Kenya Kwanza? Let me just read for you what Raila Odinga posted on his official Facebook page after this meeting. This is what he posted. We had a great conversation today with the governors from our coalition. We delved into pertinent issues together, establishing a common path ahead aimed towards Kenya's progress and future. Now, that is what Raila Odinga posted. Let me see if I can get any other governor, let's say, or James Orengo. What is James Orengo saying? Let me see what Orengo is posting there. Okay, Orengo is saying, no, Orengo has not posted anything. Abdul Swamad, let me just see. Maybe these governors are not Abdul Swamad Nasir. Let me see what he has posted. Okay, this is what Abdul Swamad has said. That I joined my fellow governors for a round table with our coalition leader, Raila Odinga, in Nairobi earlier today. We had the opportunity to compare notes and align vision according to the promise we made to the people of service and good governance. Now, that is what he has posted. Let me see. Let me say Wanga. Let me pick on another woman here. Let me see if Wanga posted something about this meeting. Before we proceed, let me see. Okay, Wanga has also posted something that together with fellow governors, we had the opportunity to compare notes with our coalition leader Raila Odinga earlier today. Devolution remains a key priority for Azimio coalition, and we challenged ourselves to make our devolved units work for our people. Now, I don't want to get into all those. For me, I'm always interested in politics. So before we get into all the political aspect of this meeting, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. What we do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't find any other place. So the best thing, subscribe. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And for this particular video, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you, make a special request to you guys to just press that thumbs up button. And if you can, share the video. And of course, I also want you guys to drop your comments. Now, let us begin. Let me just see from the photo here, the governors. I see the deputy governor was here for Kisumu, the deputy governor for Nyamira was here. The governor for Kisumu was not there. I can see Wavinya Ndeti. I can see Simba Arati. I can see Taita Taveta governor. I can see Gladys Wanga, James Orengo. I can see which other governor is here. Maybe some other deputies. So, those are the governors who are there. But why is this meeting worrying Kenya Kwanza? Number one, the timing of this meeting. Someone was telling me that in case Raila Odinga is likely to have a handshake, we will start seeing those who had already left his camp coming back. And that's a big worry for William Ruto. William Ruto would have wanted a situation where most of the governors were going to drift away from Raila Odinga. The fact that most of these governors are now trying to drift back to Raila Odinga, they are coming at a time when the talks by partisan talks are actually on top gear. When Raila Odinga is supposed to also join governors in Eldoret, it tells you just one thing, that the dynamic of politics is changing. Let me use 2 counties or 3 counties for that matter as a case study. Kisii County. William Ruto managed to persuade the governor for Kisii to join him. And Arati at some point even forgot about ODM. It became clear to Arati that Ruto was not interested in Arati himself. Ruto was interested in slowing down Raila Odinga's activity in Gusii region. At the same time, William Ruto was only keen on elevating the majority whip in the National Assembly, Osoro, to take over in Kisii. So by the time he realized it was late, so he has to now come back to Azimio because the timing now. The other county I want to give you as an example is Paul Otuoma, Busia. Otuoma is also learning the hard way that William Ruto is not really interested in supporting him. But William Ruto is interested in ensuring that Raila Odinga is frustrated in Busia. And Otuoma was losing the ground so fast. So it means he has to come back. And he's coming back at a time when Ruto really needed Otuoma in his side. Then you go to Wavinya Ndeti. William Ruto managed, Kamba has 3 governors. There is Governor Malombe, who is with Kalonzo fully. Then there is Wavinya Ndeti, who William Ruto managed to confuse. And then there is the Makwiny governor, who is still stuck with Ruto because he was even missing here. But Wavinya Ndeti has realized that politics is local. And he has realized that in Ukambani, Kalonzo is still very strong. So she must get away of leaving that camp. So the timing of this meeting is what is actually worrying Kenya Kwanza. Number 2, Raila Odinga is also using this meeting to gauge the loyalty of his governors. I didn't see Governor for Kilifi, Gideon Mungaro, probably because he was away on some other thing, or maybe he asked for permission. But, the fact that you could see Otuoma, Ndeti, Abdul Swamad attending this meeting, it only tells you one thing, that these governors are actually swearing their loyalty to ODM party. Because they know, ODM and Azimio for that matter, because they know that failure to do that at this particular time, 1 year is already gone, only 4 years. They'll only have 2 years, and the next 2 years will be campaigns. So this is the moment for them to make up any mistake which, for example, they might have made. So in my view, the fact that Raila Odinga is using this meeting to gauge the loyalty of his governors is worrying Kenya Kwanza. If, for example, the governor for Kisumu was absent, of course he was absent, but the deputy governor is there. Orengo was present. The governor for Migori was present. The governor for Nyamira was not there. I think he has nothing to lose. He's serving his 2nd term, right? If I'm not wrong, he's serving his 2nd term. And the governor for Nyamira is currently leaning towards William Ruto. So for him, this meeting is not as important. So whether he's loyal or not doesn't matter to him. So that's the other reason. Number 3, why Kenya Kwanza is really worried is Raila Odinga's mission with this meeting. Raila Odinga, if you've been following Raila Odinga for a long time, his politics is normally organized around the governors. But since August last year, Raila Odinga politics has not revolved around governors. Why do you think so? It has not. Raila Odinga's politics is currently around the MPs. When Raila Odinga was in handshake with Uhuru Kenyatta, his politics was arranged such that, for example, if you wanted anything in Mombasa, they would be organized through the office of the governor. Something in Kilifi through the office of the governor. And in fact, that's why someone like Amos became very powerful. If you wanted something in Busia, it will be through Otuoma. Not Otuoma, Ojamong by that time. Omabei, it would be through Awete. Then, Kenya Kwanza are worried because probably Raila Odinga is planning another series of political activities. And this time, these political activities will be organized through the governors. It's normally easy to organize political activities through governors because governors have a budget. Then they can even organize, let's say, cultural events. They can organize sports. Then Raila Odinga can attend. That way, for example, if they want to reactivate Azimio on the grassroots, it would be easier for them to use governors. So in my view, I think that is something which is really worrying Kenya Kwanza. Raila Odinga's objective by inviting these governors. And if you ask me, number 4, Raila Odinga, I think, is now trying to counter William Ruto's charm offensive mission in Azimio stronghold. William Ruto has been trying so hard to penetrate Azimio stronghold. I think Raila Odinga has realized that instead of focusing on these other non-issues, he needs to focus on 2 things. The first thing he needs to focus on is the devolution, because that's the only hope for him. If devolution can work in Homa Bay the way I think Gladys Wanga is doing, if it can work in let's say Mombasa, if devolution can work in Migori, if devolution can work in Machakos where they have a governor, then they'll be easy. I mean, they can easily go back to the people and tell them that our governors are working. Unlike before, when, for example, the Raila Odinga had issues with the governors, Azimio governors. Was it NASA that time? NASA governors, you come to Homa Bay, nothing was happening. You go to Kisumu, nothing was happening. You know, things like those. So I think it's about the charm offensive, which Ruto was putting much effort, and now Raila Odinga is countering. And lastly, I think that Raila Odinga also called these governors just to brief them on the talks between Ruto and Azimio, and probably on how they should interact with William Ruto moving forward. You know, we are in a political environment. Kenyan situation, Kenya as a country is a political country. You can't just relate with Ruto like that. You can't just support his activities. If you're a governor, you must seek for, or you must align it with your party. So for me, it was again a briefing moment for Raila to explain to the governors the talks, how Azimio governors can relate with William Ruto, because William Ruto is currently moving across the country. Maybe Raila Odinga and Azimio will also start moving across the country. I don't know what you think. That's my take. And for me, I think if Raila Odinga is planning to start getting out, it would be a good move on his side. What do you think? Bye-bye.